Hello, everybody. So today's case is going to be about Sunny Toe. I apologize if her name, if I pronounced it incorrect. Please feel free to correct me down below. I sincerely appreciate it. I always want to get the names right. It bothers me when I don't. Sometimes when I am doing research, oftentimes, if we're lucky enough to have actual video coverage and there's somebody pronouncing the name, I always find that a lot of times they get the name wrong, where it's different variations. So I do appreciate it when people that are more familiar with the case or even know the person correct me. I really appreciate it. But this case is going to be about Sunny Toe. And this one, it's incredibly sad. They're always sad, but there was just something about this one that really just tugged at my heartstrings. I actually discovered it I find a lot of my cases from Uncovered. It's a website that has cold cases, unsolved, solved, suspicious death, stuff like that. And I came across this one, and I don't know, there was just something about it that I was just I have to talk about it. So that is what we're doing today. There's not a whole lot of photos, so I apologize. There's also not a whole lot of information, but what I do have is going to be in this video. All the links that I use for research will be down below, like always, and let's go ahead and get into this. So Sunny is described as having a soft heart, and she would go beyond and do anything to please someone, and she's also called or described as being very lively. She was involved in church activities and she loved her family a lot. At the time that she disappeared, she was 24, and this was in 2020, and she would disappear on New Year's Eve. So, a month before she vanished, police found her roughed up in the woods. She'd been found in the back of a person's pickup truck, and she'd been in the woods for at least 2 days. Police report says that her sister had told him that she suffered from mental health issues, but the hospital never found anything wrong. She was admitted to a psych ward for an evaluation, and when her sister, Tina Harris, arrived to pick her up, Sunny barely recognized her. So they knew something traumatic happened, but they weren't sure what. She was covered in mud and, quote, talking crazy and out of her mind, end quote. She said she wasn't touched, and they ran tests, and it confirmed that she was not raped, but she had a lot of scratches on her arms. So, before we continue, Sunny was a native to Champaign, Illinois, and she moved to Lawrenceville, Georgia just a few months prior to going missing. So, just so you know, where this takes place. So, continuing on, Sunny took her sister to the home where she had been staying to get her personal items, and a PI that had been working the case, Robin Martinelli, she believes that Sunny had become a victim of sex trafficking. The residence she stayed at may be where several women had been kept, and Sunny relocated to her sister's home, but on December 31st, 2020, she left and was never seen or heard from again. Almost a year to the date she went missing, her dad, Joseph Toe, learned of a tip stating that Sunny had been spotted in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina at a Boost Mobile store on 3rd Avenue Street. He spent 5 days there handing out flyers and doing his best to raise awareness in that area. Joseph says that he spoke with 4 people who identified Sunny, and they said that she was with 2 other people. And we actually have a quote from Joseph, and he says, "I'm surely devastated because what can I do? What can I do? That's why when I got the little tip, although it was late, I said I have to pursue it. I have to pursue it." End quote. A GoFundMe was launched by Angelica Koenig. I'm sorry if I pronounced this wrong. I'm going to try really hard real quick. Let me pause the video and I'll come back. It was launched by Angelica Corriganotto. I'm so sorry if I pronounced that wrong. And she is a friend of Sunny's from college, and all donations went to pay the PI, Robin Martinelli. And this is a quote from Angelica, who says, "I spoke to Robin and she told me that once we find Sunny, she will already check for any leftover donations to be used for Sunny's rehabilitation. Robin is currently following multiple leads. I want to keep from divulging too much information on social media, so we don't risk the investigation, end quote. And that is pretty much what we have other than the description of Sonie. And she's described as being 5'6", 160 pounds, with black/dark brown hair and brown eyes. And she was last seen wearing a yellow dress. So the phone numbers we have is Gwinnett County Police Department, 770-513-5000, 770-513-5000, or your local authorities. The agency case number is 21-000097. Again, her agency case number is 21-000097. So what do we think about this case? What do we think happened to Sonie? Unfortunately, I do think perhaps her mental health issues that her sister says she had perhaps played a role in this. But I don't think it's what happened to her. I think that what Robin Martinelli said about the sex trafficking thing is quite true, unfortunately. The way she just kind of vanished, how people say they saw her at a Boost Mobile store. So she was obviously out and about. It's just kind of weird how she just vanished from home and just basically stopped all contact with her family, it seems. And like, to me, it's just weird, the circumstances, you know? It really feels like she's just, I don't know. It's just so weird to feel like she just vanished into thin air, but it's like, I don't feel like she's passed on. I definitely think she's disappeared. I do think she's in sex trafficking, unfortunately, or some sort of trafficking. Just the way that, like, people are seeing her. She's in a completely different area. She was in this weird residence where other women may have been being kept. I feel like the PI wouldn't be just saying that to say it. I feel like there has to be something more to it that we don't know. Obviously, there's more to the case, like her sister was saying. Um, but yeah, I think the sex trafficking thing might be the answer to what this is. And that really is, like, so scary because it's a very real thing, but also, if you know anything about it, you know that's a really hard thing to get out of, and most people don't. So it's always like, there's this chance that she's in this and she might never come home. She might never be free of this thing. And that is so scary. But her father, Joseph, is doing, everything he possibly can, raising awareness, handing out flyers, going to a completely different state just to see, like, can I find my daughter? Which, as a parent, you should be doing. And I know he's like, obviously it's probably too late, but I have to go there. If there's a chance she's there, I have to know. And when I was reading that, I was just thinking, I was like, what if he had seen her? What if he did find her? I was like, what are you doing here? Come home. Like, would she go home? Could she go home? You know what I'm saying? So it's just wild to think, like, what if they had crossed paths? And who knows, maybe they will. Because I definitely think she's still out there. But let me know what you guys think down below. Do you think it's sex trafficking? Do you think maybe she just wanted to up and leave because maybe she did have mental health issues? And maybe she just wanted to start a new life, because that's always a possibility, obviously. Do you think that person that people were saying that they saw, they were saying it was her, do you think it was really her or maybe someone else and they were just getting it confused? Let me know your thoughts down below. Please be respectful, because family could come across this video and they shouldn't be met with anything nasty, so please just be respectful with your comments. And let me know your thoughts down below, like always. If the family does come across this, I just want to say that I am so, so sorry. I hope that you find Sonie and you finally get answers, and hopefully she can be brought home safely. But I will be keeping an eye on this case if there's any other updates. So obviously, I will let you guys know. But thank you so much for listening to Sonie's story, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye, guys.